my son, that's when I was told my son was killed. Put me in a mental institution over there in WBI, but they held me back in school because of my fucking brain. Now that's where I turned into a monster. Punked you in your asshole a little bit, still in that mode of like, my kids are dead. What do I do? Everything. So I was just plunging meth into my system. I mean, I've been on the streets since I was 10 years old. Caught my first concealed carry when I was 9 years old. I dealt drugs. When I was 17, I went on the road with gypsies, paving gypsies. It's really fucked. So I got my 5 to 7. I took it. The first deal was like, here, we'll give you 18 to 36 months. I'm like, I'm a single father of twin boys. They're trying to give me my kids. And the DA is like, all right, you want to play around? We'll just give you a 5 to 7. If you want to go to the halfway house, we'll give you a 5 to 7 suspended. So when I went to the halfway house, the deal was I wasn't going to go to Casper halfway house because that place is fucking, it was bad. So I was trying to go to Gillette where all the jobs were in the oil field. Well, at the time I had a warrant out of Nevada. So they extradited me back to Nevada and they gave me time served out there. Well, they didn't wait for me to do my paperwork, so they just automatically put me in the Casper halfway house. So when I went to Casper halfway house, my son, that's when I was told my son was killed in a car accident. So then the girl I was with at the time had my baby. She was pregnant with my kid. She went and took off down to Texas and had an abortion with my kid, and then and all that happened within 90 days of each other, and I freaked out. So then they like put me in a mental institution over there in WBI, and then they're like
What's that?
The Wyoming Behavioral Institute in Casper. They for me because I called because I was at work and I was like, hey man, I think I'm gonna fucking do something right now. I really don't want to do. I'm calling you guys for help. They took me and put me in a mental institution and then kicked me out of the halfway house. So then right there I went from the mental institution back to the jail because they're either gonna send me to prison right there or figure out what they're gonna do with me. So I was being a smart ass to the judge. I was like, hey, that VOA or that halfway house, just like being on ISP, why don't you just kick me to the streets? They're like, all right, boom. I was like, oh, what do I do now? so I just was still in that mode of like, my kids are dead. What do I do? So I was like, F the system, F every woman, F everything. So I was just plunging meth into my system, just straight being a piece of crap, dude, to myself. So then the judge that I was kind of missing my hit and miss my PO, and finally PO gone to her room and hit me up, dude. And I could just tell you that the prison was like pretty much the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then he got me to calm down. I got baptized. Trio. I don't know if you ever heard of Trio. Trio came to the prison.
I've heard of it, actually.
Yeah, Trios actually came to prison, and from me being in the street, someone says they could do something for me. All right, motherfucker, I'm gonna put you to the test. So I put Trio to the test, and I went straight from prison to the Gillette halfway house and via Volunteers of America, and I went straight to college while I was there. Mm-hmm. I did the diesel degree in 1 calendar year, the 2-year degree, presidential honor rolls with an NSLS honors, all that stuff, and then within 1 year, then I turned around while I was getting my diesel or my welding degree. I took 15 dudes to the college with me from the VOA, and half of those dudes graduated and now making over $100,000+ a year. The other guys, they all twisted off or stabbed somebody or just did something stupid. You know what I mean?
So you said that, and let me get this straight because I might be a little confused, or maybe there's overlapping, or maybe I didn't understand.
Okay.
You had a child that was killed, or or you had a baby that was aborted.
That was both.
Okay, I wasn't sure if there was some overlap there, if we were talking about the same thing.
No, the thing where I was told my son was killed. His mom. So the thing with my son, I was told from the counselor there that his mom, my mom, somebody called down there and said my son was killed in a car accident. That his brain wouldn't stop bleeding. He was dead. I was like, what the fuck? But the thing was, so what it came out to be was that the mother was getting in trouble again, lied to somebody. It got to me, my aunt, my mom, somebody called down there and said that my kid was killed because they were looking to me for being a placement for my sons. She was being jealous about it. She said that he died. I come home, I was at the VOA like years later. I was at the halfway house. I got the child support papers for him. I call up to the Idaho State Child Support Office and say, "Hey, this kid is dead. Why am I on child support?" Mr. Williams, he's been alive the whole time. Like, what are you talking about? Like, my son. I went to prison thinking that my son is killed. Like, you know what I mean? Because I was in the halfway house. I was on like on the last level. Like I was getting ready to get out of this fucking place. It's a 9-month program. I sit there 6 months balling, making money, and just went off the deep end when I was told my kid, and working to get my son, creating a place for my kids and stuff. Then be told he's killed, and then just vindictiveness, so much vindictiveness, and then to find out he's been alive the whole time from a child support. My kids were like 20 years old when I got the child support. She was still after me for the money. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Okay. So she says the baby died.
Yeah,
and then you had another one that took off to another state and got an abortion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so that's whenever you derail.
Yep. Oh yeah.
The hell with this. Okay. Now, what about what age is that? What age are we talking right now?
That was 34. I was 34.
You didn't go off the rails till you were 34?
I didn't get caught until I was 34, prison time.
Oh, but you were still messing around though. You were still doing stuff. You just didn't get busted for anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 34 years old when I went to prison. I've been on the streets since I was 10 years old. Caught my first concealed carry when I was 9 years old.
Which state?
Nevada.
Nevada.
I caught 29 felonies as a juvenile. Looking at what did we look at? 29 felonies for forgery as a juvenile.
Checks?
Yep. My mom told me no, because my mom was a gangster. My mom was a fucking gangster, dude. She only woman that I've ever seen grown men that wear patch turn gray. Like, she is a gangster. And she told me a lot of things in my life. She was never there for me. My grandma was my mom. She just told me that the club will end you up in prison, dead, and then just figure out that's where you want to be, dead or prison for these guys. And that's just the way the life is. And she just told me how to run my life certain ways. And I don't know, it's just really crazy.
This was all in Nevada?
Yeah. My mom.
Is that the basis of your childhood was in Nevada?
Yep. I left Nevada in December 30th of 2004. And my buddy's like, I'll take you to Wyoming, give me a quarter gram of meth. I'll take you to Wyoming. We'll make $1,000 a week working in the oil field. I was like, fuck that. Here's an 8-ball. Let's go. We took off up there. Dude, Boise is so beautiful. It's I wanted to play on their football. I wanted to play football for them because they have the Smurf field, the blue field, and it's just been always a dream to run on it, play on it, or whatever. And we used to go up there when we were in high school for football and stuff like that to hang out. And it's a really good place. A couple of guys out of high school football, they went up there to play for Boise State and shit like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Las Vegas?
No, Elko. A lot of people, a lot of people say that. Like, as soon as someone say, "Oh, you're from Nevada," like Vegas, they forget about there's Reno, they forget about Carson City. They forget about everything else. They forget about all the ghost towns, all the fucking
but Elko.
Yeah,
I know about Sparks. Yeah. I know about Wendover.
Wendover's crazy because you jumped to Nevada, Elko, or you jumped into Nevada to Utah right there, and then a lot of Elko's nuts, dude. A lot of people don't know about it. Like 84% of the gold of the world's gold comes out of Nevada. Comes right there out of Elko County.
It's mines, so it's a mining community.
It's an old school, like the National Cowboy Poetry Gathering goes there every year, and that's like 100-something. I think 100-year tradition. The mining expo goes there. It's like they don't like Nevada is like a big gold hub.
So you had all them whatchamacalls as a child. And you said your mom was wild, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, and you're flying checks. I already knew as soon as you said that. I don't know why, because it was just standard back then. Everybody flew checks because you're about the same age as me. Everybody flew checks.
I mean, yeah, I was young. I mean, I caught those fuckers at 13, dude. I played football, and I was always on the bigger kids team. I was my first year playing. The kids were way bigger than me, but I was big as them. Well, I was just a little, you know what I mean? I was bigger than the kids that were my age. But they held me back in school because of my fucking brain. You know what I mean? They held me back. So I had to play with the bigger kids because of my body size. I played football when I was a young kid. So when they sent me to NYTC, they fucking then the Nevada Youth Training Center, and now this is the fucking bloodline I come from, bro. My uncles are the ones back in the day like lit our high school gym on fire and like terrorized the school teachers and terrorized the whole town. Like it was my family was so nasty to Elko County. So like one uncle takes care of guns, more aunts taking care of the weed and stuff. The other uncle's like meth, and my mom is like dealing drugs to the DA and the judges and shit, pushing me in strollers and shit when I was a little kid, delivering cocaine to these motherfuckers. So they sent me to Caliente, Nevada. Now that's where I turned into a monster. Mr. Burgess is another big fucking big white, but like he's like at that time he's probably like 6'2", 6'3", but at that time he's like 8-foot giant to me.
Yeah.
So I get out there, and Mr. Burgess and the staff gets there, and they get me into the little infirmary there, and like say, James, I said, yes, sir. Are you going to be anything like your mother? What are you talking about? Now, no one in this time is telling me about my mom. My mom started a 4-cottage fucking riot at this place when she was 15 years old or 16. Well, no, it had to been younger because when she had me shoot like 10 or 12, maybe younger, 13. She started a 4-cottage riot. You know them old school steel coffee makers?
The urn?
Yeah. She picked one of those fuckers up and hit the nurse with it. Bing! Outside her head and shit. My mom was so bad. Started a 4-cottage. These are big cottages. Huge cottages that have like 30 kids or 15 kids in each side. And it's a like big circle. And these dorms, they're like a big ass circle, and they have like big old like 15 rooms around the side. Then you have these bathrooms in the center of them. And so a 4 cottage, that's like 120 kids or whatever. Like, yeah, 3 times 4. Yeah, that's like a lot of kids riding on staff. And they had to chain my mom up to the infirmary fucking bed so they would stop the riot at young age. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And then it was crazy because my mom actually got to come back there and see that place when they're there. It's like a little reunion.
What's this place called? What's this place called again?
It's called Caliente, Nevada. It's like a youth facility, and they have a problem with you. They're going to keep you in the hole, and that's what they did. And I didn't give a fuck because Wyoming's such candy, dude. You get your TV, you get your PlayStation, you get your canteen, in the hole. So fuck you. I don't care.
In the hole?
Hell yeah, you do.
Or in AdSeg.
Both. You get your shit there. You get all your stuff there until you get your cake. Until you get say you get a charge or something. You get all your stuff until your investigation's done.
And then what? Then they'll give you your punishment once the investigation's done.
Yeah, they'll give you, and then they'll either take your equipment away from you for so many days.
A fight right now. We won't go to the hole.
Oh yeah, we square off. We bang out. We'll go to the hole, but you get your stuff.
They just bring all your stuff with you.
Yeah, you get sprayed out. You get sprayed. All your stuff gets in, categorized. You know what I mean? And then you get to the hole,
and then you get your food.
You get your food. People sending your stuff. Your homies sending your stuff for you. You get your food and stuff. But I mean, there's only in Wyoming, bro. You gotta. I mean, as soon as you hit Torrington, bro, it's like.
What's it called?
Torrington. It's the fish tank. It's the fish tank medium yard.
Diagnostic.
Yeah, the warden sits you down in a big old circle and it says, "You man, you mess with my sex offenders, I'll fucking get you." And you're looking at the next guy, and you're looking at the other guy, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "You fuck with my sex offenders, I'll get you. I'll get you in the max yard too." don't mess with my sex offenders. They have a whole wing. You got D1 through D7, and D7 is the SO yard, is the SOE wing. And when you got to walk on the yard and hear people, I really can't. Well, say that the 3-year-old is the best thing that they've ever had in their fucking life, and you got to live with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to know where you want to be in your life because you can't put yourself and put that karma on yourself unless you're really going to be about that life. Because if you're going to be about that life in Wyoming, you're going to kill every motherfucker on that yard almost. It's so bad out there. Like they on the main line, they have one block that's political, and the rest there are shot callers up there that are old sex offenses that are running shit up there. There's more. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Are they taking sex offenders from other states?
See, that's what I was asking. I heard that. Like,
well, why would there be? What? There's not enough people in Wyoming. There's only 500,000 people in Wyoming.
Dude,
so
there's an overflow.
Why would there be an abundance of sex offenders in Wyoming? That wouldn't make any sense.
I don't know. When asked, I can't. When my wife.
Let me see.
When we were.
Let me look at it. Let me look. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah. Look up the sex offender shit. And so when we were up there in Gillette, and my wife looked that shit up, and she realized what was going on around us. She's like, "Holy shit!" There's a lot of sex offenders in Gillette. They take a lot of them because there's and they take a lot of them from the Fed system too, because there's the VOA is Volunteers of America. They're all over the United States. They take the halfway houses and they do the treatment programs too. It's all about money, dude, and they don't care. Even the Fed guys, when they're on the Fed side, on the VOA, because they have a state side and they have a Fed side. They have one room, basically. They tell the counselors, you put these motherfuckers in this room, we're going to get them. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? But we're trying to be good because they have to go to this program 6 months before they get released to the streets. After they do like a drug RDAP program or whatever it is for the feds.
Yeah. Okay. So let's look if this scales real quick. I'm going to share this with you.
Cool.
We're going to look. And then see if the is considered part of the population or not.
But I was asking though, because there's one guy I was asking about one day on the text. There's a guy. They say this dude he walks with a cane. He was in Colorado. I want to say his name's Martinez. But he looks white, but he's slicked out, fucking high tight fade all the time. He has a cane. His dudes went to fucking kill him. And he killed them because I guess he turned on them, but they moved him up here to be safe. I also heard for the longest time when I was on the yard up there, the max yard, that Wyoming is like an underground PT prison.
Hold on, what was his name?
I want to say his name's Martinez, but I can't really remember his name. But he walked with a cane. He's kind of a bigger dude, but got his own dudes were went to go after him. He fucking killed him, and then for his protection, because they couldn't put him nowhere in Colorado, they moved him up to Wyoming.
Wonder who it was.
Because they do. I heard they do that a lot for Wyoming does a lot because and also
my homeboy. Well, right here this says that there are 2,600 registered offenders in Wyoming.
And there's only 500,000 people in Wyoming.
Yeah. So now, since there's about 5 million people in Colorado, you would expect there to be around 26,000.
Yeah.
About 10 times. And there's only 11,000.
Jesus.
So that means it's got double per capita. And it also says, if you look right here, Wyoming, it says doesn't make them register. They could, or no, it doesn't. They can be by schools. They can live right next to schools. They can
that's I don't think that's right, babe. Where'd she go? That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. It
says while other states often prohibit offenders from living near schools, daycare centers, or other places with children, Wyoming has no such laws. They can live right next to a school if they want to. They can live in a home with children if they want to. said the Laramie County Sheriff. Sergeant.
What year is that? 2007?
Yeah, 2007.
So like
it's old.
They're
okay. So you get to Wyoming penitentiary or whatever. You get to diagnostic.
Oh yeah.
You cruise through. It's a cakewalk, right? Is there politics? What is the politics?
So that's kind of crazy. I hope Vegas is watching this shit. All right, Wyoming politics is this. Wyoming prison inmates cannot go to another system. Why is that? Because Wyoming doesn't pay their bills, and Wyoming got sent to Nevada. The Wyoming inmates got sent to Nevada, and you're gonna hear me talk about the A-dubs out there in Nevada because the A-dubs put work on the white boys that came from Wyoming. Wyoming got so fucking butthurt about it. They got a little thing called the AS. It's kind of weird, huh? Aryan warriors, Aryan soldiers. Imagine that. Kind of fucking, they kind of punked you in your asshole a little bit so much that you thought that you could be a little soldier somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And then like, we would amplify, just everybody, I don't know, it's crazy. Wyoming was the craziest system, but I'm glad, praise to God I didn't get to, I love Nevada. I'm not scared to go to Nevada to prison. I'm glad I didn't go at a young age because I would have got caught up in the trap because I got good friends that, my homeboy Cowboy, he's very well known out there in Nevada. I'm pretty sure VPS, if we talk, if I mention his name, he knows him. I'm glad I didn't go out there. In Wyoming straightened me out. Wyoming, I had to leave my hometown to become a man. I didn't have a dad growing up. My grandma tried. My uncles are pieces of shit. Besides the one that just got buried. Respect to him. I love him. But the fact of the matter is, I'm glad what I did in my life. I'm just crazy motherfucker, and I love it. It's pretty much. We all have good stories and stuff. I just want to teach people and shit like that. My life growing up was really, really tough, and that's why. We are. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to spit out. Was there. So in '99, I was there. I lived in Denver from beginning of '99 to the end of 2000, and I loved it. But it was like right after Columbine. That's when I got there. It was like right after Columbine. So I don't think Columbine happened earlier in '99. So I got there right after Columbine, and I kind of didn't know because I really didn't. I was in the street life. I wasn't watching TV. You know what I mean? I didn't really know what was going on, but they glorify that stuff. It's so crazy how they glorify that stuff. Like it's like snitching. If you ain't telling nobody, they ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got a job to do. Just don't bring that shit to light. Take care of it in a silently way if something happens like that. You know what I mean? Because no one wants to see that stuff. If we start broadcasting more people doing better, like Mike Rowe wants to do, you know what I'm saying? That's why Mike Rowe think his Dirty Job show is tanking because no one wants to work. The government kicked our ass. No one wants to work, man. It's hard. I can't find no one. I have to drag my wife to work out here. Area, just find if you're in the city and shit and you want to make some money, go to the find out what you want to. Go somewhere and you can build where the economy's kind of low but booming, and you'll make a lot of money. The trades is where it's at. We're my nonprofit vocational trade school. We're gonna take over. Like I'm trying to get a welding school, equipment operations, plumbing, diesel mechanics, welding, and all this stuff could be paid for by the government. So as soon as I get accredited with my curriculum, and I get accredited, it'll be all work time credit, all and you'll get degree and certifications and stuff like that. So you don't have to sit there and be like, well, I'm not entry level, so you're not going to pay me the lowest paying job. So you can be comfortable, and you can be a felon, you can be an ex-addict, and not be judged by your past. I got lucky to having the people that the club members that my mom had around me. One guy was a train engineer, the other guy built stuff, one guy was a truck driver, and my other uncle, he was equipment operator. And then I got put into construction work while I was doing, because that's where everybody dealt drugs. When I was 17, I went on the road with gypsies, paving gypsies. That was the craziest shit of my life.
Well, yeah, what was that like? What are the gypsies? Let's talk about the gypsies.
So the gypsies, 17 years old, back home, I used to be a street pharmacist, what you should say. I met these dudes in a McDonald's parking lot, and I'm like, "What do you guys do?" They're like, "We slang asphalt." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. What does it pay? $100 a day, cash. Okay, drivers make $200 a day. Cool. What else do you guys do? Drugs. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I want a job. All right. So I shovel asphalt for them during the day and sell them drugs at night. So I'm greedy. I love money. So that's what it is. I traveled with them everywhere we went. I had a connection from Texas, Fort Worth, Texas. Well, I was only there for like very little, and that's a very fucked fog because we were smoking crack down there. I really don't remember that shit. So we were in Texas to Salt Lake, Ely, Nevada, to the Wisconsin Dells. Everywhere we had Salt Lake City. That was the craziest one. We had this. We were on North Temple and 300 West. My buddy, we're in the mall, the Cottonwood Mall, and my buddy, we're sitting there, and there's some pretty good looking chicks. My buddy's all, "Jim, hey, hit those girls up, bring them back. Let's go, let's hang out with them." All right, cool. So we drop some acid. We drop acid, and my buddy, he's digging on this chick. We got her in this one room where he's got her in this one bathroom. It's being like, we ain't got her. Everybody's got girls, whatever. He's in the bathroom, this chick, he's digging on her, whatever. And this black dude, he has his guns up like this, like this. 20 fucking gypsies in this motel room with their hands. He jumps in the motel room, and you know them old remote control had the wheel on the side of it? The race car, the old remote control little race had the wheel on the side. He jumps in the motel room and he starts running back towards what I wouldn't give to blow you motherfuckers up right now. I was like, what the fuck? Now he just popped in the room out of nowhere. And like the room was open, we're drinking, having fun. He pops in the room, and I'm trying to sneak behind him to shut the door so we're gonna fuck this dude up. I mean, we're gonna beat this fool off and see he's gonna blow us up, we're gonna die here, or he's gonna get the fuck out of the room. So he sees his little crackheaded vibes and he sees us coming and he jams out the room, and and it was fucking nuts. And then another down on North Temple by Diamond Lil's, it's like a prime rib rate. I remember this place because we were in the Blue Motel on North Temple, and this lady come down and she had her fingernails, bro, bent backwards, all of them, slamming H in her fucking head, all in her fingernails. Now, mind you, I'm 17. And this is nuts. Yeah,
I never seen that,
dude. It's crazy. Like she had all of her fingernails bent back. If you can keep up with me, dude, Justice Qualities work with me, and we don't have to do no fucking rework. I will pay you $500 extra a week for being that man. And I would watch guys fall apart because I don't care. I mean, I tell them, don't let the fat fool you, buddy. I've been this big all my life. I mean, I can work like a monster. It takes 3 guys to do the job that I do as fast as I do and as good as I do. That's why I make the money I do, because I've worked my ass off to do what I do and I could be cocky about my job and my stuff. But if there's somebody better than me, let me fucking learn from that motherfucker, because I want to be that guy. I'm going to be that good. And it probably stems from the fact of I didn't have a dad. I didn't have a mom. I didn't want to be fucking discarded. I wanted to be of value of something if something showed up, I just wanted to be the perfect package. You know what I'm saying? And then when I did meet my fucking dad, was in Caliente, and that was a bad scene. They let me be alone with him, and it didn't end well for him. He's a child molester in my fucking eyes. He's a piece of shit. I mean, I don't have no fucking love for a man or a woman who wants to spit some kids out your ass and fucking not take care of them and not fucking be there for them no matter what, and pawn them off on the system or your grandpa or your mom. You took that you had sex, willingly or whatever, and you need to take care of that responsibility. Unwillingly, that's between you and God and what happened. I mean, whatever. I mean, that's their situation. I can't speak on that. I will never speak on something like that. But the fact of the matter is, you don't give up your fucking responsibility. That's just the way it is. And people be like, "Oh, you've never been there for your younger kids." You know what? You know what I'm saying? I was there for my kids. my children were told that fucking I was never wanted them and blah blah blah. Them bitches just wanted my money, and I proved that with my twins, and they seen that shit.
Hold on, you said, what did you say that those children were told?
Well, oh, my kids were always my son. Well, so I had my twins when I was in Wyoming and Casper. When I caught a first case in Casper. My first two, I had 2 felonies in Casper. I caught a case in 06. It was felonies, and I had my sons, my twins. Their mom was gonna. She's such an amazing person, dude. She like went into like, and stole those, those big jars for cancer patients. She in gas stations, she'd go in there and fucking steal them. Yeah, she's such a winner, dude. And she got in trouble. Well, I was like, yeah, she got in trouble. And
hold on. Who's this? Your baby's mom? Is that what you said?
Yeah, my twins' mom. My twins were like, she's such a fucking awesome person. I was the last motherfucker on the list to get tested. I didn't find out I was the twins' dad till they were 19 months old. Yeah, she's such an awesome.
You were the 4th dude on the list.
No, I was probably like 20. But no, the fact of the matter is, what really messed up. Get this, Gangish.
Yeah.
She has my other son, little Chris, my twins' little brother. She is telling him that his dad is dead, collecting the fucking death benefits off him, and fucking calls me up last year and says, Chris is your son. Don't tell him I'm collecting the benefits.
Is there a fucking pattern here? Am I noticing a fucking pattern?
What, I don't pull out?
No, that's the same shit. What did they say? They said you were fucking, they told you that somebody told you that your kid was dead too.
That's the same bitch. Same mom.
So she just does this? That's just her trick?
So like she hit me. So how I found out my son was dead?
Yeah.
Was alive with the papers. She thought. So here comes back to fucking my kids about knowing about the money. So when I had my sons in 06, for like they were 7 and at 11, she fucking snaked them from me. So and then I got my kids. They're like, you never fucking wanted. Like, what's up, fool? You want to talk to your dad? Let's talk, motherfuckers. Because that's how it is. That's how I talk to my sons. They know it now. Let's talk. What do you have to say to your dad? You never fucking wanted us. Who tell you this shit? My mom. Okay, watch this. Call her up. All right, look, bitch, here's the deal. You're gonna drop that fucking child support order. You're never gonna see these fucking kids again. Because you're lying to these kids saying I never wanted them. When you fucking know what you did to these kids and kept me away from these guys. So that's what's gonna happen. So she wrote to the Nevada. Because in Nevada, you can do your anybody anywhere, the mom or whoever can call and say, I want to stop the child support order, because that's what you have to do. And this is how it happened, because I was still getting charged child support, $500 a kid when they were in my custody. So I had called her and said, hey, look, bitch, or I called Nevada and like, it doesn't matter. You have to go back to court to get this order stopped, or she's got to write the thing. I was like, look, you're just a bloodsucker for my money, blah, blah, blah. I owe 60 fucking grand. I'm never going to get out of this. What's going on? I mean, if you ever want to see these kids again, call Nevada, write the letter just to stop the order. What they did was they relinquished all 60K of my fucking back child support. Bam. I went and it was like a godsend. I went and got $26,000 in back taxes because I got the file with my kids. I got 26K back. I spoiled my kids so fucking much. They were so awesome. My twins are still little badasses to this day, but they found out that it was just all about money. That they don't give a fuck. To this day, they were in Thanksgiving. My one son, I hate it. And so they were with me till they were 11, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, till they're 11. Their mom snaked me, called the cops on a welfare check. She didn't have no contact for 2 years. I'm the father. Don't have the father unless you're married to the woman. No man has any rights to their child. Straight up. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You do not have no rights to your child. Even if you pay child support, you were never married to the woman. That's the fucking system. Plain and simple. I got multiple child cases that will fucking prove anybody wrong in different states. I don't give a fuck.
How many kids you got?
12. I got 12 kids, bro. I got 12 kids.
All right.
8 baby mamas. 4 Washington, Cali, 2 kids in Cali, Washington, Oregon, Cali, I think 4 or 5 states, no child support, all paid up. You know what I mean? More, you know, I mean, I fight, I do what I do, and I stick up for my friends and stick up for, the cause and
Fighting and fucking. Or what?
yeah. Why not? Why not, dude? I mean, look, bro. I learned it from this. I'm gonna tell you like this. My mom. So when I was, here's a story. I'll tell you. They're wanted. They don't want to be found. They're gypsies. I mean, gypsies. Don't get twisted. They're gypsies. They don't have social security numbers. They travel with double Bs all the time. They got them in these little. Then they're all inbred. They've had to stop production online a couple times and leave us locked up in cities for like a month at a time because they're going back and having funerals for kids that die because they're so inbred. Like they're about it. They're gypsies, and
they tell you that they're inbred.
yeah. Well, you can tell. They look alike. They're cousins. They're first cousins having sex, and like you can just tell. Like the babies looks, the Down syndrome look.
They don't look right.
No. But the ones that do make it, they're hard. They got their own. They got their own language. Vunger, Vunger is money. They're really fucking cool. They take care of their men, and what's crazy is they won't shake your hand either. They won't shake the laborer's hand. They're about that. I mean, they're about that old world. I mean, you make our money, but we're not going to touch your hands type shit. I mean, it's really weird. But my mom, she used to run pussy and do things for the club out of the Old Bridge Ranch, the Mustang Ranch, the Old Bridge Ranch. Well, the club, the Red and White, run the Old Bridge Ranch. That's where she used to do shit for. I did not know that. So she says that anytime you have a problem, call this number. I'm driving truck. They will get a hold of you, or they will get a hold of me. So I had a fucking problem. So I call this number, and it's Old Bridge Ranch. I need to speak to yada, yada, yada. We don't have anybody here that name. Click, call back. And now I'm not realizing that this is a Red and White owned facility. Yeah. I'm like, look, motherfucker, this is my mom. You need to get her the fuck on the phone right now, blah, blah, blah. And that's how I found out my mom was a working woman and doing all this shit. And that's how my mom taught me how to slang my thing, like the women slang that thing. And that's how, like, my daughter, Marley, her mom paid $3,200 for me to beat. And I got receipts. I don't care. It's just, I was fresh out of prison. I didn't have nothing. And I had plenty of fish. Fucking works every time. It's just what it is. And I just hustling. That's what we do, hustle.
It says, I looked this up right here. It says they be inbreeding a lot. I can't find any pictures. I was hoping to find.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. They don't ever call them fly-by-nights. They will fucking kill you, dude. They don't care. Like, it's crazy. Like, those guys are, but, and they're like, you tell them like, well, I used to work for this guy, and they'll call up, boom, and did this guy really work for you? He goes by this name or this, yeah. There you go. But don't get them gypsy girls. They're pretty, and you can't talk to them. They won't even give you the time of day. They won't. I mean, they just look at you like you're trash. Like it's like you're not one of them type thing.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you get caught talking to one of their girls, or you're fucked. You're done.
That's how they. I heard that they're scam artists.
Yeah. Oh, you want to talk about some scam artists?
They run. As a matter of fact, I heard they run concrete scams. Just like we were talking about.
So get this, one time, so you got to have tack put down, and then you put your base down, especially if you're on a hill. You want to put some tack down, you put your base down so the base sticks to the tack, and then you tack the top of that so your asphalt sticks to that. And these fuckers didn't tack the bottom. They're pulling away from a job, a big job, huge, like hill. The fucking asphalt is falling off. It's like a landslide of asphalt, and they're just pulling off. They already got the thing signed. They already got the money. They'll put the they'll have all this asphalt. What they'll do is they'll load their guys up. and they'll load all the trucks up. It could be 3 or 4, and they'll hustle all day. Well, I got all these trucks out here with this. I paid this much for the yardage. I'll give it to you for this. Blah blah blah. They'll hustle all day long, and then they'll get them over there, and then they'll get them with a bigger bill, and be like, well, we'll put a lien on your house. and they got so it got so bad in Wyoming. They would have special newscasts. Oh, the gypsies are back. Watch out. And dude, it's so nuts. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't work for these motherfuckers no more. Shit. And they just don't care, bro. You're fighting all the time because you're white. I mean, you're a piece of shit because you're white. I mean, you're never gonna be anything because you're a fat white piece of shit. All my family, like my grandma didn't believe in my grandma didn't follow Jehovah's Witness. Like she wasn't Jehovah's Witness, but she followed their ways because we were broke. We couldn't, we're broke. So they take me to jail. I'm fucking tripping. Now I, by chance, meet up with Tommy Gunn again. Hey Tommy, what's up, brother? How you doing? We're in the fucking pod together in a Gillette jail. He's getting ready to hit back to the fucking to the pen. We're chopping up, and I tell him what's going on. He's like, "Don't worry, bro. You're good. We all know what's up." So it comes out that the bitch was lying. They found some emails on there that she just did this because I didn't want to be with her. And I'm like, this motherfucker. Like, how can you do this shit to somebody? Like, she literally almost got me new charges and sent back to the pen because I didn't want to be with you. What the fuck, really? So in my parole hearing, the day of my parole hearing, I get all slicked out. I'm all, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna fucking, I'm hitting the streets, fucking, and my caseworker came. She's like, so what do you want to do? Okay, we're on the same page. I want the street parole, and we'll just kill me out. You know what I mean? I'm here doing college, doing really good. I've only had this one mix up with this girl. You know what I mean? I've come back. I was 2 weeks out of college. I came and got my grades back. I'm doing really well. I got my job at Old Chicago. I mean, like, I want street parole. She's like, boom, I got you. So while you're there, though, in the VOA, you have to have a parole officer. Jenna is a badass motherfucker, dude. Jenna, I stand by that lady so much because even though she works for the system, she did not veer. I mean, I have much respect for somebody who says they're going to do something and stick by their fucking word. You know what I mean? She told me, Williams, I feel that you need to stay in the system to complete this program. You need a little bit more structure to we just feel you just need to stay here it's a 9-month program. You were here 3 months. We feel you just need to kick this fucking, and I was already on like level 4. You get on level 6, you're not there at all. So, and plus like right after this, I think, yeah, I hit like level 6 instantly, and I was like either working out or with my wife at the time. And then, and our school, work out or school. I mean, that's what my life was. And so the parole hearing comes, Jenna says her piece. And oh, holy fuck. Oh man, I'm getting sweaty thinking about it. I'm so fucking pissed. Jenna says her piece. It's Jenna, me, and then it's my caseworker here. My caseworker looks at it and says, I think Mr. Williams needs to do another fucking year here. What? Like, it's just boom, blindsided me. Like, she's telling me we're gonna get the street parole. My PO over here is telling me we're gonna get the 6 months, finish the program. Fine, I'm equal medium. Fine. The worst case scenario, I'm gonna get this motherfucking. I'm gonna end the program, right? So they got my caseworker in there. Now, mind you, my caseworker knows who my family is. Her dad's a very well known biker out of Casper. I'm very well known. Those guys, the sons down there, those guys know me. We're all right, even though there's not a battle right now. I don't think I've been out of it so long. I don't think they're beefing, but all those guys down there know me. She says, "Oh, I think Mr. Williams needs to be in here for another fucking year." Then they bring up the fact that like, do you think? I mean, your family are all Hell's Angels and they treat the women like this and shit. Do you think you're gonna get away with doing this shit? What the fuck do you mean? I was innocent. The bitch lied. It's been proven on emails. Both these guys are telling you this shit. The only one that's fucking telling you bad things about it is my caseworker, which it's not even bad. She just wants me to be here for a year. Felons don't know. I don't know if you know this either. If you get dual diagnosed, being a felon, a drug addict, what is it? A mental health issue, you can go to the DVR, Department of Vocational Rehabilitation. They will pay for your education, but you have to go to every fucking meeting. If you don't, dude, they blackball you. And what's crazy, like, ask fucking what's his name about Karma, my brother, my homeboy Karma, and some of the VPS. Karma's not my blood brother. Karma is a brother. He's a dub. He's an A-dub. He's a shot caller from the ADX yard. He got out in 2001 and was where I pretty much learned I got knocked out for not knocking a female out for her lying, for calling me a liar. That's how strict that motherfucker was. That's like, that fucking dude broke my cheekbone, bro. Like, shattered my eye socket because I don't hit. The situation was, I was with this chick. She was the connect. I didn't want to be involved in their business because she was my girl, because I didn't want it to come back like that. You understand that, right? You're getting your work from my girl. I don't want to be fucking caught in the middle of your business. That's it, because they're my homies. So, it's all drama. And she spit it the other way. He don't want me hanging out with you because blah, 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 blah. What? Bitch, you just got me in a wreck. Literally.
Yeah.
And because I wouldn't smash her the fuck out, he fucking smashed me out.
Yeah.
And that's like when people want to know what life's about and what real motherfuckers are about, that's what it's about. They don't give a fuck. So when people are met with real violence like that, cuzzo, you don't want that. It's just, that's why I get, and the main thing I get pissed off at that fucking turd is because he says he talks to kids, bro. Anybody who talks to kids and brags about killing their best friend, dude, I would probably want to evaluate that school's policy. But I know you want to get off, bro. I love you, and thank you for this.
My dog wants to go outside.
Yeah, my daughter's over here. My daughter's over here playing.
Yeah.
She's playing. Yeah, that's the savior right there, baby. I'll talk to you guys soon.